Today we will learn on a whole how body water and electrolyte balance is maintained. Okay, so tar moddhe ki ki ache? Learning objectives for today's class are total body water and its compartments. Next, normal body water balance, how the water balance in body is maintained. Next is various electrolytes, their distribution and clinical conditions related to their plasma level alterations. ঠিক আছে? And not but last, what are the processes in maintenance of normal water and electrolyte balance and disorders associated with water and electrolyte balance. ঠিক আছে? So, water balance জানার জন্য ওয়াটারের ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দরকার। তো কি হয়েছে আবার কি কি প্রবলেম কি কারা ডিস্টার্ব করছে পেছন দিক থেকে ডিস্টার্ব করছে কেন ওদেরকে ডিস্টার্ব করছিস কেন না ফার্স্ট বেঞ্চে বসেছে বলে ডিস্টার্ব করবি যা তুই ওই সেকেন্ড বেঞ্চে গিয়ে বস যা কি হলো এখানে বসতে বললাম যে এখানে বস So what is water? Water কি রে? H2O. এই তো? আর universal solvent. Okay. So what is the major portion of water in our body? Like what is the importance, basic importance? Water constitutes the major part of our body. Like our body is 60 to 70% of water. The total mass of our body is comprised of 60 to 70% of water. Okay, and this water content changes with age. How? In a newborn, we can see that 75% of a newborn's body weight is of water, whereas it decreases with age, and in elderly patients, older individuals, it decreases up to 50%. ঠিক আছে কি রে তোরা কি করছিস রে কি হয়েছে ওখানে তোরা যারা পেছনে দেখাচ্ছিস হ্যাঁ তোরা এখানে আয় চলে আয় বইপত্র নিয়েই আয় কি বই পড়ছিস আমাকে এখানে একটু দেখা দেখেও ভালো লাগছে তোরা বই পড়ছিস চলে আয় এখানে আয় ফার্স্ট বেঞ্চে আয় ঠিক আছে and water content in our body organ specific water content is highest in brain tissues and lowest in adipose tissue okay now these are the various importance of water or what are the functions of water ও একটা বলেছে universal solvent and because of it helps in helps to dissolve in organic and inorganic solutes in body and other than that it also helps in transport the solutes and somewhere in some chemical reactions water itself participates as a substrate or it is a product of that chemical reaction ঠিক আছে so এই ওয়াটারটা is metabolic water ঠিক আছে this water which takes part in a reaction or which is a product of a chemical reaction is known as metabolic water. Water also helps in the stability of subcellular structures, okay, and regulation of temperature. As the latent heat of water is highest for evaporation, it is its main function is temperature regulation is seen. And water also helps to remove the toxic substances, soluble toxic substances via urine. What are the soluble toxic substances or metabolic end products that are excreted via urine? Urea, uric acid and creatinine. So these are the metabolic end products. They are not useful, so they are excreted easily. And also as lubricants in joints, pleura, peritoneum and conjunctiva. Clear? So the function of water or importance of water, if comes as a short note, will it be okay for everyone to write? Importance of water. Now, relative deficiency and excess of water impairs the tissue function or organ function. How? We will see. Now, total body water can be of 60 to 70% of body weight, as I told you. And if we suppose a adult normal human is of 70 kgs, so what will be his water content? 42 liters. Okay? So among 42 liters, it can be divided into two parts, extracellular and intracellular. Intracellular means whatever is within the cell membrane, and extracellular outside of the cell membrane. Okay? Now, the extracellular water includes intravascular water and extravascular. See, in this picture, there are various cells. There is a blood vessel and there is a extracellular space. So, whatever water is within the cells, they comprise the intracellular water. Extracellular water is made up of the intravascular water and interstitial fluid. What is interstitial fluid? The space between the cells. So, interstitial fluid and intravascular fluid combinedly makes extracellular water. Bujha geche? So, total body water can be divided into two parts, intracellular water and extracellular water. Whereas, intracellular water is whatever water is present inside the cellular membrane, cell membranes. And the extracellular part, that is made up of further two parts. That is, one is intravascular, whatever is in the blood vessels, and what is in the interstitial part. Interstitium mane within the cells, right? Mane outside the cell, the space that is surrounding the cells. Bojha geche? Clear? Acha. So, ei je 42 liter jodi tar total body water content hoy, tar moddhe around 67%, that is 2/3 is intracellular, whereas 1/3 is extracellular only. So, intracellular part will be 28 liters. Intracellular water amount will be 28 liters, whereas extracellular will be 14 liter. And among that 14 liter, 3.5 liter is in plasma or in blood, and 10.5 liter is in the interstitial space. Clear? So, 2/3 of total body water is in intracellular part, whereas 1/3 is in extracellular part, among which 3.5 liter is in the blood in the form of plasma, and 10.5 liter will be in the interstitial space. Clear? Now, what are the factors that affect this distribution? The distribution is clear. 2/3 is in the cell, 1/3 is in vessels and interstitium. So, what are the factors that affect this distribution? There are two major forces or two major factors. One is osmolarity and osmolality. Another is colloidal osmotic pressure. So, what is osmolarity or osmolality? It is the concentration of solute in a solution, and the expression is osmolarity is the number of moles per liter of solution, whereas osmolality is the number of moles per kg of solvent. ठीक है? But both is a factor related to number of solute in the unit of moles per kg or liter. বোঝা গেছে? So, osmolality or osmolarity both depends on the concentration of solute. In case of osmolality, it is the number of moles per kg of solvent, whereas osmolarity is number of moles per liter of the solution. So, in plasma, this osmolality is maintained by mainly sodium ion. whereas intracellular osmolality is maintained by potassium ions. Okay, and plasma osmolality can be estimated by this equation: 2 into sodium concentration, 2 into potassium concentration plus urea plus glucose concentration in milliosmoles. Okay, and the normal value of it is within 285 to 295 milliosmol per kg, as this is in osmolality, should be millimoles per kg. Clear? So osmolality, plasma osmolality value is in kg. Okay. So here it is written only the osmotic pressure is the force. So we have discussed two factors. There were two factors that were affecting the water distribution. One was osmotic pressure, another was colloidal osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure is nothing but the force that tends to move water from dilute solutions to concentrated solutions. Clear? So from the dilute portion it will go to the water will move to the concentrated solution, and it is directly proportionate to the concentration of osmotically active particles or the electrolytes. তাই তো osmotically active মানে which are in ionized state in water. So tara kara, they are electrolytes. In a normal person, the osmotic pressure of extracellular fluid that is due to sodium ions is equal to the osmotic pressure of intracellular fluid. That is because of the potassium ions. Why? Why this is important? To maintain the electrical balance. Right? There will be osmotic equilibrium, so no net movement of water in or out of the cell. Next, any solution where the osmotic pressure is higher than the plasma, that solution will be known as hypertonic or hyperosmolar. You tell me one thing, in hyperosmolar solution, what will be the sodium concentration? Will it be higher than the plasma or lower than the plasma? শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, জোরে বল। So hyperosmolar এখানে কি বলছে? The osmotic pressure is greater. Osmotic pressure is directly proportionate to the concentration of the solutes. So solutes are sodium and potassium. So in hyperosmolar solution, the concentration of sodium will be higher than plasma. In hypoosmolar solution, sodium and potassium concentration will be lower than the plasma. Mainly we will look at the sodium concentration, as this is we are talking about plasma. Right? Now, what is colloidal osmotic pressure? এখনো পর্যন্ত we were discussing osmotic pressure, and that osmotic pressure is important for the distribution of water between intracellular and extracellular. Here the colloidal osmotic pressure is important for the distribution of water between intravascular and extravascular. Okay, so colloidal osmotic pressure is important in distribution of water between intravascular and extravascular. In our blood vessels there are various proteins. In the serum we have estimated also different proteins in our serum. So because of the plasma proteins, these proteins will exert an colloidal osmotic pressure, and that pressure is particularly known as oncotic pressure. It will retain the fluid in intravascular space. তাই যখন আমাদের proteinuria হয়, excessive protein loss হয়, that leads to extravasation of fluid from intravascular space to interstitium, leading to edema. Edema তখনই হয় যে সব প্রোটিনের রেনাল ফেলিয়ার দেখা যায়, প্রোটিনিউরিয়া হয়, হাই প্রোটিন লস হয়, সেখানে oncotic pressure is decreased, and because of that decreased oncotic pressure, water transports from the intravascular space or from within the blood vessels to the interstitial spaces. ঠিক আছে? So, is it important for water distribution or not? Presence of protein, and that pressure is known as oncotic pressure or colloidal osmotic pressure. Clear? So, the factors affecting water distribution in our body is clear. Two factors: osmotic pressure, which is directly proportionate to the concentration of the solutes, of the solvents in water or in our body, and another thing is presence of plasma proteins that exerts the oncotic pressure or colloidal osmotic pressure. বোঝা গেছে? Now moving to the normal water balance. What do you mean by normal water balance? For balancing there should be two sides, তাই তো? What are the two sides? Intake and output. Water intake and water output is fairly constant, okay, and the average daily water turnover for a normal adult human is 2500 milliliter. It may vary depending on the environment and activity of that individual. In hot humid climate, intake will increase and output will also increase. আমরা দেখবো সেটা. Look at this chart. Daily intake of water milliliter per day for a normal individual. From the sources are drinking water. Average drinking water is 1200 milliliter per day. Water from food, from solid food also. Okay, we get 1000 milliliter of water from food. Water of oxidation or metabolic water, this is the part what I told before. This is the water that is generated within our body from various metabolic reactions. Okay, so the amount of this is 300. So total will be 2500. In case of hot environment, this may increase. The drinking water amount may increase 1 liter up to 1 liter and more also. So the increase total amount will also, intake will increase. In case of strenuous work or like heavy workers, water intake is much higher, whereas their metabolic water is also high and water from food is also high. So this can count up to 5000 milliliter or 5 liter. Look at the output part here. Daily output, it is also in milliliter per day. For a normal person, total urine output is around 1.5 liter. Here are two different water losses other than urine, that is sensible water loss and another is insensible water loss. Sensible water loss is by sweating, which we can sense or we can see, but insensible water loss is the part that is lost without our knowledge, and this is perspiration and respiration. Okay, so in our respiration we tend to lose 400 milliliter, and by insensible water loss from skin, that is also 400 milliliter, whereas the sensible part is variable. In hot environment, look at the amount of this sensible water loss or sweating. It can be up to 1400 milliliter. Taito? So in environment such as in our country or our place, it is around this, and some water is also lost by stool, that is 200 milliliter, but the total is constant. For normal climate it is 2500, for hot environment it is 3500. So the intake should match the output or output should match the intake. বোঝা গেছে? Clear? Now come to the electrolytes. Not only water is lost, but electrolytes are also there, the solute parts. What are the solutes? They are the inorganic substances which are readily dissociated into positive ions or cations and negative ions or anions when in a solution of in a water. and it is expressed in the unit of milliequivalent per liter. So these are the major electrolytes found in our body. Taito, what are they? Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. These are the cations, and anions are chlorine, chloride, bicarbonate and phosphate, and plasma proteins also. Okay, various proteins also. So distribution of electrolytes. I told you one thing, that there is net osmotic equilibrium in intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid, and osmotic pressure is proportionate to the solutes, and these solutes are nothing but the electrolytes. So here is a thing, that is total concentration of cations and anions in each compartment is equal to maintain electrical neutrality. So the total concentration of cation plus anion and each cations and anions, okay, like the group of cations and group of anions will be equal in intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid to maintain the electrical neutrality. বোঝা গেছে? ইন্ট্রাসেলুলারে যতটা ক্যাটায়ন ততটা অ্যানায়ন, প্লাস এদিকে যতটা ক্যাটায়ন ততটা অ্যানায়ন। Now sodium is the principal cation of extracellular fluid, এটা তো আমরা জানি, and potassium is the principal cation of intracellular fluid, that also we know, and chlorine, chloride and bicarbonate is the principal anion in ECF, whereas phosphate is the principal anion in ICF. ঠিক আছে? So this is a bar diagram showing different composition of plasma, interstitial fluid and intracellular fluid. Look at these two bar diagrams. Plasma sodium concentration is more or less similar to interstitial sodium concentration, and so with the potassium concentration, whereas chlorine concentration and bicarbonate concentration is also similar. But in the intracellular fluid, look how small is the sodium concentration. ঠিক আছে? এখানে potassium concentration was 4-5, here intracellular potassium concentration is around 160. Clear? And the sodium concentration is only 12, whereas magnesium is also present here. Here proteins are there and phosphate, these are the major anions, whereas chloride and bicarbonate is very limited. বোঝা গেছে? Clear? And this is the mathematical values of the solute concentration is in plasma, interstitium and intracellular fluid. You have to remember mainly the concentration of plasma concentration of sodium, potassium and chloride. Okay. Sodium, potassium and chloride, they are very important in maintaining the electrical neutrality, osmotic pressure, water and acid balance. So you have to remember this ranges: sodium, potassium and chloride concentration range. What is the normal range of sodium in plasma? 135 to 145 milliequivalent per liter. For potassium it is 3.5 to 5, and for chloride it is 95 to 105. এগুলো তো আলাদা করে পড়ানো হয়ে গেছে, সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়াম আলাদা করে পড়ানো হয়ে গেছে। So just কিছু clinical conditions related to their level alteration I will just follow through. Okay, so what is the alteration of sodium level called? What are the clinical conditions known where the sodium level is altered? সোডিয়াম লেভেলের অল্টারেশন হলে সেই ক্লিনিক্যাল কন্ডিশন গুলোকে কি বলে? হাইপারনাট্রেমিয়া এন্ড হাইপোনাট্রেমিয়া. হোয়াট ইজ হাইপারনাট্রেমিয়া? where the sodium concentration is higher than 145 milliequivalent per liter. Hypernatremia. So what are the causes? These are the causes of hypernatremia. এগুলো কিন্তু পড়ানো হয়ে গেছে। Okay, sodium potassium পড়ানো হয়ে গেছে balance. So what are the causes? Cushing disease, prolonged cortisone therapy in pregnancy because of steroid hormone, there can be sodium retention. In case of dehydration, when the water is lost and blood volume is decreased with increased concentration of sodium. In case of stored blood transfusion, in case of primary hyperaldosteronism, কি হয়েছে? In case of elderly patients with poor water intake, in case of excessive intake of salt, and in case of few drugs like ampicillin, tetracycline or oral contraceptives, loop diuretics, osmotic diuretics, etc. Okay, so these are the causes of hypernatremia. Clear? Now coming to the hyponatremia, when the sodium concentration falls below the level of 135 milliequivalent per liter, it is known as hyponatremia, and the causes are vomiting, diarrhea, burns, Addison's disease, renal tubular acidosis, chronic renal failure or nephritic syndrome, congestive cardiac failure, hyperglycemia, ketoacidosis. Any metabolic acidosis can lead to hyponatremia also. Excess glucose IV infusion, okay, non-electrolyte, only glucose infusion. There is another condition known as syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormone secretion, that is also known as SIAD. Short note ashe kintu. Okay, and drugs like ACE inhibitors, NSAIDs, vasopressin and oxytocin, and chlorpropamide. Clear? So these are the causes of hyponatremia. Next come to potassium level alteration. What was the normal range of potassium? 3.5 to 5, and if it is beyond 5, it is known as hyperkalemia. It is below 3.5, known as hypokalemia. The causes of hyperkalemia or the symptoms of hyperkalemia is more dangerous, right? So hyperkalemia symptoms er moddhe ki ki dekha jabe? Bradycardia, cardiac arrest can be there, ventricular arrhythmia, fibrillation, and ECG changes are so and so. Okay, these are the causes of hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia mane ki ki hote pare? There may be decreased renal excretion of potassium leading to increased concentration in plasma, and also entry of potassium to extracellular space can lead to, where is more potassium seen? More potassium is seen in intracellular fluid, তাই তো? The plasma te jokhon amra beshi pacchi, tar mane ki there is a movement from intracellular space to extracellular space. So this is it. How increased hemolysis, tissue necrosis or burn, tumor lysis after chemotherapy, rhabdomyolysis or crush injury, excess potassium supplement, or in case of malignant hypertension. These are the causes for entry of potassium from intracellular to extracellular space. Okay, and decreased renal excretion in obstruction of urinary tract, renal failure in case of Addison's disease, and in case of heart failure. Next comes, these are also the causes of hyperkalemia, that is metabolic acidosis, insulin deficiency or tissue hypoxia. Okay, and some drugs like spironolactone, ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, they cause increased potassium concentration in plasma, and these are the causes for hypokalemia. This is just revision. এই ক্লাস কিন্তু হয়ে গেছে, এই পার্টটুকু only for revision. Clear? Increased renal excretion may lead to hypokalemia in Cushing's, hyperaldosteronism. Hypomagnesemia may also be associated with hypokalemia, renal tubular acidosis, and these are, you can remember or not, but এই point গুলো important. Shift or redistribution of potassium. Shift or redistribution মানে shift from extracellular to intracellular, তাই তো? যেটুকু extracellular or intravascular potassium ছিল তার যদি extracellular to intracellular shift হয়, that can also lead to hypokalemia. Hypokalemia মানে low plasma concentration. লো প্লাজমা কনসেন্ট্রেশন। অ্যালকালোসিসের ক্ষেত্রে হতে পারে, ইনসুলিন থেরাপির ক্ষেত্রে হতে পারে, থাইরোটক্সিকোসিসের ক্ষেত্রে হতে পারে, আর হাইপোক্যালেমিক পিরিয়ডিক প্যারালিসিসের ক্ষেত্রে হতে পারে। ওকে, নাও these are the causes of GI loss: diarrhea, vomiting, malabsorption, pyloric obstruction. Okay, and drugs like insulin, salbutamide, osmotic diuresis, thiazides, these are for diuresis. Okay, clear? And the plasma chloride level alteration, this is generally accompanied with hypo or hypernatremia. ঠিক আছে? So the causes of hypochlorite situation or hyperchlorite situation is same as hyponatremia or hypernatremia. Various causes are discussed of hyponatremia and hypernatremia already. Now come to the main point, main thing, that is regulation of water and electrolyte balance. কি করে balance হয় water and electrolyte? It is mainly maintained by hypothalamic mechanism of controlling thirst. Okay, there is a hypothalamic regulation to control the thirst. How? I will discuss. Antidiuretic hormone or ADH or vasopressin. There is a system that is known as renin angiotensin aldosterone system or RAS system to maintain the water volume in our body. Another factor is there, that is atrial natriuretic factor released from atrium, heart and kidneys. They maintain or regulate the water volume. Now come to hypothalamic regulation of water balance. What happens? Look at here. Water is deficit. Okay. So deficit of water means increase in plasma osmolarity or osmolarity. How? Water deficit. Water deficit means water loss either in sweat or in vomiting or in stool or via urine will lead to increase in plasma osmolarity. If solely water is lost, solutes will remain in the plasma and their relative concentration will increase. Right? If the concentration of sodium is same but the blood volume is lost, it will lead to hyperosmolar plasma. So this hyperosmolar plasma will stimulate the osmoreceptors in hypothalamus. So the hyperosmolarity of plasma will stimulate the osmoreceptors in hypothalamus, leading to secretion of ADH from posterior pituitary. ADH or antidiuretic hormone. Its name is antidiuretic. Diuresis means increased urination. Diuresis means excess urination. Antidiuretic, it prevents excess formation of excess urine. Antidiuretic hormone is released from posterior pituitary. What it acts on? It acts on the kidney. And how it acts? By increasing reabsorption of free water from renal tubules. ঠিক আছে? So যে excess urine তৈরি হয়ে চলে যাচ্ছিল, it will prevent the excess urine formation. How? By reabsorbing the excess free water from kidneys or renal tubules, and this will lead to excretion of small volume of concentrated urines, তাই তো, leading to restored plasma osmolarity. The reabsorbed water will be diluted, will be incorporated in plasma. Thus the plasma osmolarity will be maintained. And another thing, this hypothalamus, these osmoreceptors, when stimulate the hypothalamus, they stimulate thirst. Okay, so the reflex for thirst is increased. In case of water deficit, the hyperosmolar plasma will stimulate the osmoreceptors of hypothalamus. It acts via two ways. One is secretion of ADH from posterior pituitary and another is increasing the thirst. And by increasing thirst, free water intake will also increase. Thus the plasma osmolarity will be restored. হয়েছে? Clear? And উল্টো দিকেও তাই same হবে, if there is water excess, fall in plasma osmolality, that is hypoosmolar plasma, that will also inhibit the osmosis receptors, and that will decrease thirst, decrease free water intake, it will decrease ADH secretion, and it will decrease reabsorption of water from kidney, thus leading to excretion of large volume of diluted urine. Clear? So this is the hypothalamic regulation of water balance. বোঝা গেছে? So একটা পয়েন্ট গেল। নেক্সট হচ্ছে what is thirst? Thirst itself is the major mechanism maintaining the normal fluid balance. 1% increase in osmolality causes thirst and 5% decrease in volume stimulates thirst. তাহলে osmolality আরো কত সেনসিটিভ বোঝা গেছে? only 1% increase in osmolality can cause thirst, whereas 5% decrease in volume, মানে if blood volume is decreased by 5%, that will stimulate thirst, whereas only 1% increase in osmolality can cause thirst. So this is the most important factor maintaining normal balance, normal water balance. Okay, lack of access is the major cause of hypernatremia. Hypernatremia মানে increased concentration of sodium, তাই তো? The lack of access to water or poor thirst is a major cause. We have discussed in the causes of hypernatremia. Now, what are the hormones regulating water balance? They are aldosterone, renin-angiotensin system, antidiuretic hormone, and atrial natriuretic peptide. So what is aldosterone? Aldosterone is a mineralocorticoid secreted from renal cortex. Right? And how it acts? It causes sodium reabsorption from renal tubules. This sodium absorption is accompanied by water reabsorption. Right? This sodium reabsorption from renal tubules is associated with, accompanied with water absorption, water reabsorption, and by the mechanism of aldosterone, potassium and acid or hydrogen ions are lost in urine, because এখানে একটা exchange mechanism হয়, তাই তো? সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়ামের মধ্যে একটা exchange mechanism এখানে হয়। Okay, and now come to renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, that is RAS. Short note can come on renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. What happens if there is a drop in BP or the volume, blood volume decreases, or there is hyponatremia? So kidney will release renin in such clinical conditions, which helps angiotensinogen to convert into angiotensin 1, which by turn of angiotensin converting enzyme will be converted into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin converting enzymes are secreted by lungs. Angiotensinogen is secreted by liver. Renin is secreted by kidney. So all three organs, they act together in this system. Okay, renin, angiotensin and aldosterone mechanism. How now this angiotensin 2 acts by three pathways. One in hypothalamus, it stimulates thirst and ADH secretion. ঠিক আছে? Same by the osmoreceptor, and by this we already know this pathway. By stimulation of osmoreceptors of hypothalamus, thirst can be increased and ADH secretion can be increased, leading to increase in extracellular fluid volume. ঠিক আছে? So thirst বেড়ে গেলে intake of water will be increased, and because of the increased ADH secretion কি হবে? Renal reabsorption of free water will be increased, that will lead to elevation of blood pressure or volume restoration. In case of heart, what will happen? Angiotensin will act on heart and it will help in vasoconstriction. So by vasoconstriction, peripheral pressure can be increased, thus leading to increased blood pressure. Blood pressure মানে কি? All the capillary pressure or peripheral blood vessel pressure accumulative is known as blood pressure. So if there is vasoconstriction in cardiovascular system, that will lead to elevation of blood pressure, and in kidney from adrenal cortex, angiotensin will help in releasing aldosterone. ঠিক আছে? So aldosterone by its own mechanism will reabsorb the salt and water. আগেই বলেছি সোডিয়াম reabsorb করে and তার সাথে accompany হয় কি? Water, potassium and acids are excreted. Clear? এই পুরো ব্যাপারটা বোঝা গেছে? রেনিন, অ্যাঞ্জিওটেনসিন, অ্যালডোস্টেরন সিস্টেম কি করে কাজ করে বোঝা গেছে? So renin is secreted by kidneys where there is hypotension. Hypotension মানে low BP, or in case of hyponatremia, okay, or hypovolemia, renin will be secreted and it will act on angiotensinogen which is secreted from liver, and it will be converted into angiotensin 1. Now lungs produce angiotensin converting enzyme that helps conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Now this angiotensin 2 is the major stimulus for hypothalamus to increase thirst and increase secretion of ADH. In heart, it helps in vasoconstriction. In adrenal cortex, it leads to increased secretion of aldosterone. Okay, and all three mechanisms help in elevation of blood pressure or by restoring the blood volume. ঠিক আছে? বোঝা গেছে? Okay, ADH is also known as vasopressin. What is the full form of ADH? Antidiuretic hormone. It is secreted from posterior pituitary when there is high plasma osmolality, and it increases water reabsorption in DCT and collecting duct. ঠিক আছে? Natriuretic peptides, they are secreted for atrium and they are secreted when there is cardiac stretch. ঠিক আছে? So যখন BP increase করছে, cardiac stretch, cardiac muscle stretch হলে তখন কি হবে? ANP will be released and it increases sodium loss, as a result increases water excretion. তাহলে এটা কি করে? এটা উল্টো অ্যাকশন করে. ANP এর অ্যাকশন is opposite to ADH and aldosterone. It helps in sodium loss and water excretion. তাই তো? এখানে একটা পয়েন্ট এটা মনে রাখলেই বাকিটা মনে থাকবে যে stimulated by increased cardiac stretch. So the more the atrium is stretched, it will release ANP. And when it is stretched, when there is hypervolemia or when there is increased BP, blood pressure is increased, okay, and it decreases aldosterone production. Okay. Okay. These are the few features of electrolyte imbalance. Hypoosmolality and hyponatremia, they are mostly same. Only exception is when there is decreased water intake, hyponatremia. Hypernatremia. ঠিক আছে? Hyperosmolarity caused by dehydration. Dehydration এ কি হবে? আমরা দেখছি, dehydration এও আমরা দেখছি. Dilutional hyponatremia due to glucose or mannitol increases the effect of hyperosmolarity. এইটা উল্টো হয়ে যাচ্ছে. Okay. And fatigue and muscle cramp, they are common symptoms of electrolyte depletion, we all know. Okay. Now there are disorders of water and electrolyte balance. Main disorder is dehydration. তাই তো? Dehydration মানে loss of fluid. Along it can be simple dehydration or it can be combined dehydration. What happens in simple dehydration? Only water is lost. In combined dehydration, water along with electrolytes are lost. ঠিক আছে? Where the electrolytes are not lost but total body water is decreased. It may result from failure to replace obligatory water losses or failure of the regulatory mechanisms that promote conservation of the water by kidneys. And it is associated with hypernatremia, jeta ami bolchilam. Simple dehydration, it is associated with hypernatremia because the sodium level increase in extracellular water osmolarity because water balance is negative and sodium balance is normal. What does this mean? The blood volume is less but the concentration of sodium is normal. That results to hypernatremia. Okay, simple dehydration is related to hypernatremia, whereas combined water and sodium deficiency can be of three types. It can be hypernatremia, it can be normonatremic, or it can be hyponatremic. ঠিক আছে? এখানে কি হচ্ছে? There is both negative balance of water and sodium. দুটোই কমছে, কিন্তু রিলেটিভলি যেটা বেশি কমবে তার উপর ডিপেন্ড করে টাইপটা ডিসাইড হবে। ওয়াটারও কমছে, সোডিয়ামও কমছে। যদি দুটো সেম মাত্রায় কমে তাহলে আমরা কি পাবো? আইসোমোলার ডিহাইড্রেশন or normonatric dehydration, where blood volume will be low and sodium level will be also low. ঠিক আছে? But they are in sync, same decrease হবে. In case of hyperosmolar dehydration এ কি হবে? Water balance is more than sodium, loss of water will be more than sodium loss. ঠিক আছে? And in case of hyponatremic এ সেটাই উল্টো হয়ে যাবে, where water balance will be low than sodium loss. ঠিক আছে? তাহলে dehydration is mainly loss of total body fluid. This can be associated with loss of solutes or can be discrete. So from that it can be divided into two subtypes. One is simple dehydration, another is dehydration combined with solute decrease, তাই তো? The combined water and sodium deficiency can also be further divided into three types: hyponatremic, normonatremic and hyponatremic. So what are the causes of hypernatremic or hypertonic dehydration? Excessive sweating, water and food deprivation, any kind of diuretic therapy where water intake is inadequate. What is diuretic therapy? For maintaining the BP, তাই তো? হাইপারটেনসিভ পেশেন্টের ক্ষেত্রে অ্যান্টিহাইপারটেনসিভ ড্রাগ হিসেবে ডায়ুরেটিক থেরাপি দেওয়া হয়, বাট ইফ দ্যাট পেশেন্ট ডায়ুরেটিক থেরাপিতে কি হয়? এক্সেস ইউরিনেশন হয়ে এক্সেস ফ্লুইড ভলিউম কমিয়ে দেওয়া হয় টু মেইনটেইন দ্য ব্লাড প্রেশার। তো সেই পেশেন্টের এক্সেস লস অফ ওয়াটার হচ্ছে বাই ডায়ুরেসিস থেরাপি, কিন্তু পেশেন্ট যদি জল খেতে ভুলে যায়, if water intake is inadequate, that may lead to hypernatremic dehydration. Okay, next is osmotic diuresis with glycosuria. এটাও আমরা আগে থেকে জানি। এখানে কি হয়? In case of glycosuria, because of osmotic difference of urine and blood, excess water is lost in urine. আচ্ছা, next causes of normonatremic হচ্ছে diarrhea and vomiting. Isotonic dehydration is seen in vomiting and diarrhea. তাতে আমরা কি ট্রিটমেন্ট করি? মেইনলি ORS or IV fluid, যেটা isotonic to the plasma, we replace the volume and solutes. And hyponatremic or hypotonic dehydration is seen in salt wasting renal diseases, where only solutes are lost. Water loss is not that much, but solutes, all the solutes, they are lost in urine. Adrenocortical insufficiency in case of Addison's disease. Any diuretic therapy where water intake is excessive, there can also be hypotonic dehydration. And excessive sweating, also in excessive sweating, depending on the water intake. Okay, these are the symptoms of dehydration. We all know intense thirst, mental confusion, fever can come, and oliguria. This is the symptoms of simple dehydration. In case of dehydration of combined type, wrinkled skin, dry mucous membrane, muscle cramps, shrunken eyeballs and increased blood urea nitrogen. In case of severe dehydration, weakness, hypotension and shock may also occur. Okay. So for treatment of simple dehydration, drinking water, plenty of water is enough, drinking only is enough. But in case of combined deficiency, we have to replace by isotonic solution. Okay. Another last disorder, that is overhydration or water intoxication. So more amount of water is also harmful for our body. How? And how it happens? It is because of excessive water consumption or where the excretion is hampered. Taito? It may produce deleterious effects, and it is seen in renal failure, excessive administration of fluid parenteral. Parenteral means intravenous, not orally. Okay, intravenous. And in case of hypersecretion of antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone ki korbe? It will prevent diuresis, so it will store water in body. So if there is hypersecretion of ADH, it will lead to overhydration or over accumulation of water in our body. Taito? Boja geche? This is known as syndrome of inappropriate ADH secretion. এটার একটা শর্ট নোট আসে কিন্তু। তার জন্য আমাদেরকে কি করতে হবে? ADH এর কি মেকানিজম ছিল সেটা মনে রাখতে হবে। Okay, that's it. Symptoms of overhydration দেখেনে কি কি আছে? Nausea, vomiting, headache, muscular weakness, confusion. In severe cases, convulsion, coma, even death can occur. So clear? বোঝা গেছে আমরা কি কি পড়লাম আজকে? Water balance and electrolyte balance. Water and electrolyte balance. So water এর importance থেকে শুরু করেছি। What are the major functions of water? It is a good solvent. It helps in transportation of various solutes, helps in various metabolic reactions and excretion of toxic substances. Then what are the distribution of total body water? It is divided in two parts, intracellular and extracellular. If someone's body weight is 70 kg, so 60 to 70% of his body weight is made up of water. That means 42 liters of water will be there, and among that 42 liters of water, 2/3 or 67% will be intracellular, 1/3 will be extracellular. Extracellular part is further divided into intravascular and interstitial. And this distribution is mainly maintained by two pressures, which are the osmotic pressure and colloidal osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is dependent on the solute concentration of blood or the fluid. So solute concentration, which are the solutes? They are the electrolytes only. Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, bicarbonate, phosphate and proteins. So what are the major extracellular cations? Sodium and calcium. In intracellular cation, potassium and magnesium. Anions for extracellular fluid, it is chloride and bicarbonate, whereas for intracellular anions they are phosphates. Taito? Hoyeche? So we have discussed various causes of hyper and hyponatremia, hypo and hyperkalemia, and hypo and hyperchloremia follows the causes of hypo or hypernatremia. ঠিক আছে? Next comes the water balance mechanism. How water balance is maintained? Mainly by hypothalamic thirst control. তাই তো hypothalamic thirst control is by the osmolarity of plasma. If the osmolarity is increased, it will stimulate the secretion of ADH and increase the thirst, and thus it will lead to high intake and high reabsorption from kidneys, leading to increase in blood volume, তাই তো, or maintaining the plasma osmolarity. Next, the hormones. What are the hormones? ADH, aldosterone, and another system that is renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Another thing is ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide. তো এগুলো সবকটার কি কি অ্যাকশন সব আমাদের পড়তে হবে। রেনিন অ্যাঞ্জিওটেনসিন অ্যালডোস্টেরন সিস্টেমের শর্ট নোট আসে, সেটা তোরা লিখতে পারবি। হোয়াট আর দ্য অর্গানস ইনভলভড ইন রেনিন অ্যাঞ্জিওটেনসিন অ্যালডোস্টেরন সিস্টেম? কিডনি, লিভার অ্যান্ড লাংস, তাই তো? আচ্ছা, আর অ্যাঞ্জিওটেনসিনের এফেক্ট কোথায় কোথায় থাকে? Angiotensin, how angiotensin acts? Angiotensin, how angiotensin acts? It stimulates hypothalamus by increasing thirst and secretion of ADH is increased. Next, on heart or cardiovascular system by vasoconstriction, and in kidneys by increasing secretion of aldosterone, and salt and water retention is occurred. তারপরে আর কি ডিসকাস করেছি? What are the disorders? Disorders related to water and electrolyte imbalance. So they are dehydration and overhydration. Dehydration e ki hocche? Loss, either it can be loss of total body water. Only total body water loss is known as simple dehydration. When it is combined with loss of solute, it is known as combined dehydration. So what are the causes we have discussed? And in case of overhydration, what happens? When there is renal failure or when there is CR, তাই তো, then only the excretion of water is decreased, leading to excess storage of water and overhydration. বোঝা গেছে? Clear?